Cruising for a bruising. Did you see the interview, Tucker and Ted Cruz? I had to make a video about it when I saw it because straight away he's quoting Genesis 12, which is their talking point, which they all do. And so I had to comment on this because it's used again and again, and it's a twisting of scripture. And I'm very glad that Tucker called it out. Now, Tucker himself says he's a Christian. Who am I to deny that? I think he's a Kabbalist and controlled opposition, but nevertheless, he's done us all a big, big favor.
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my, you pull out the phone and use the Google.
It's in Genesis. So you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
hold on.
Hold
on. You're a senator and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
Hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
Last year, or the year before, I think, Mike Pompeo, who used to be with the CIA, tweeted out Genesis 12. All these spies are great biblical scholars, don't you know?
When I was a cadet, what's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses.
They're taught to lie and to steal, but they're also taught to quote scripture because these are holy people. In fact, these people get direct communication from God. God tells them what to do, like George Bush, whose nickname was Magog, because his father was called Gog. So Magog got direct communications from God. We're not reading the children's book, My Pet Goat, during the crumbling of the Twin Towers. He got communication from God that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, and that it was posting anthrax to everybody. Turned out God was wrong. I am so sick of these false Christian Zionists, misusing and abusing scripture. Even the devil can quote scripture, and taking it out of context and gaslighting people. I am so sick of it. Why don't they quote the bit of scripture where God says, I'm going to turn your blessings into cursings? It's God who says that. He says, I'm going to turn your blessings into cursings because you're disobedient. Not only that, but I am going to smear shit on your face. Yep, God says that. Yep.
If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feasts. and one shall take you away with it.
I know already what some of you are going to say. This was a message to the priesthood, and the priesthood was corrupt. But you don't understand Malachi either, or the background of Malachi, and I'm not about to explain it here. But the point is that the whole nation was chosen out to be a nation of priests, a chosen nation. Yep, you keep going on about the chosenites. What were they chosen for? They were chosen to be a royal priesthood, and they failed. This is why God says, I'm going to turn your blessings into cursings, and I'm going to take the dung from your solemn feast, and I'm going to shove your face in it. Why don't you quote that, Ted Cruz? Or Mikey?
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
What does that mean? A holy nation, a royal priesthood. It means they were meant to be Melchizedek priests, not Levitical priests, that the whole nation was meant to be holy, from the least to the greatest, and that they were meant to display that holiness and to bring that message, that gospel, the good news of God's rule on earth, God's rule, not Israel's rule, to the nations. Instead, this was in Exodus chapter 19, instead, by Exodus 32, they were worshipping the golden calf. Therefore, because they were disobedient, and they were removed from the land and exiled multiple times, God called what the prophets referred to as a foolish nation. And the Apostle Paul says it was to provoke them to jealousy. The Gentiles were called. The gospel message went to the Gentiles.
Wherefore also it is contained in the Scripture, Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. Unto you therefore which believe, he is precious. But unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner, and a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
That does not mean that there will be no national identity at all, because God has sworn and God keeps covenant. But it does mean that the nation will be punished, and that there will be a faithful remnant saved from the nation. But the nation will be punished. God will not be mocked. And it doesn't mean that the Jews will be replaced by the Gentiles or by the church, because the Gentiles are a branch that's been grafted into the olive tree, and the root of that tree are the covenant promises. So from the foundation of the world, God knows who are his. And they are both Jews and Gentiles, because they are all in the same Abrahamic covenant. So this is not about replacing the Jews with the Gentiles. And it's not about a blank check to Israel to bless them so they can do whatever they want. They can kill whoever they want. They can lie. They can cheat. They can steal. No, it doesn't mean that. And you know it doesn't mean that. So you're being perverse. And you are mocking God when you misuse his scripture. So if you're a Christian and you are gaslighting people with this scripture, know this: God will not be mocked. He will not be mocked. And his purpose will stand. And if you're a Gentile and you think that somehow you are superior, remember this: if God can graft a branch in and cut a branch out, that you should worship with fear and trembling, because nobody stands by their own merit. And this is the message. We are all sinners. We are all in need of God's grace. And finally, who are the descendants of Abraham? Jesus was clear on that. Those who do the works of Abraham are the descendants of Abraham. So it's not descent after the flesh. It's descent after the Spirit. Abraham's faith, and that was his faith in the Messiah, was counted as righteousness. And the Apostle Paul, and also Habakkuk, says that the just shall live by faith. So the works of Abraham are works of faith.
I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father. If ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that has told you the truth.